Hey guys, welcome back to the corner. My name is Jack. So, continuing today, I wanted to do another video on DDO to get you started in the tutorial area. But before I log in and I dive into that, I realized that there was something I said I would cover yesterday and did not. And that was the different account types. So there are actually three account types in DDO. The first one is a free account, which is what everyone signs up for. It has limited characters, it has a low level cap, which can be raised through items earned in quests. Um, and it has limited zones that it can access. Now, the next step up from that is called a premium account. A premium account is anyone who has ever spent money in the game. It doesn't matter whether it was $5 or $500. You spend any money in the game and your account immediately gets upgraded to a premium account. A premium account has more character slots, a higher level cap, and a higher money cap because free-to-play players are capped on how much money they can have. And then the third account type is a VIP. A VIP is someone who pays $15 a month like you would for most other MMOs. And for that $15 a month, it gives you access to almost the entire game. There's like one or two areas which are considered expansion sets that you have to pay for separately, but it's a one-time fee and then it's attached to your account. But the VIP gives you access to everything, and there's actually a lot of content in this game. So yeah, that's the different types. So I would highly recommend, if you enjoy playing DDO, don't stay on the free account. Drop $5. Even if you have to go to Walmart or Target and get a prepaid Visa for $10, drop it in the game. Now you're a premium account. It's definitely worth it. But if you don't have that ability, you can actually do quite a bit on a free-to-play account. And like I said, you can earn everything through the game. So we're going to go ahead and log in. And since this is our first time logging in, sometimes it takes a while. Um, as I told you guys before, I'm on a really slow internet connection, but the computer is actually probably the most powerful computer I've ever owned. So I'm not sure how it's going to handle load screens, to be honest. And I apologize if I feel like I'm kind of rambling or going in circles. I donated
You
plasma to the
find
animals.
yourself raking on a shore of flotsam.
Wow, that's loud.
Memories of a large white dragon striking your ship come flooding back.
Okay, so as you notice, there is a dungeon master that quotes things to you. So I'm going to turn power attack on. I'm going to need that later. So these tips here sometimes are useful, but are most of the time just really annoying, and most of the information in there you don't need. So as a tip, as my own little tip, hit escape, go to options, UI settings, and click don't show hints. Otherwise, you can completely customize your UI how you want it. So we're going to do that. Rearrange that. So as a cleric, I don't need sneak at all, but that's something I get at default. Power attack is a toggle ability. You have to turn it on every time you load the game, and it stays on until you turn it off. Don't need that. That's the skill. I talked about that yesterday, how you don't need the skill too much anymore for it's activated, but you need it for the passive bonuses it gives you. So that leaves me with cleave and turn undead. Alright. So, the way this game works, I'm going to turn the game audio down a little bit because this was really loud.
You're awake.
So,
You ain't undead, are you?
the controls are very similar to other MMOs. You can use W, ASD to move around. Spacebar is jump.
Can you move?
Shift is block. If you have a shield, it'll pull up the shield and you'll have the greater ability to dodge damage. If you have points in a skill called tumble, you can also do a combat roll if you hold block and try and move. So you attack by holding down your mouse button for your auto attacks, or for your regular attacks. Then if you want to activate abilities, it's the same as other MMOs. You can click on the action bar, or you can tap the button on your keyboard. So that was a turn undead attempt, by the way. Okay, so he wants to talk to us. He's going to give you a little story here. I'm just going to kind of click through this.
If what the halfling said was true, no one but you made it to the island alive. It may be worth following this rogue. For now.
All right.
Here we are. So you want a weapon or not?
Alright, so he gives you a choice of different weapons. Because I chose to be a follower of the Sovereign Host, my deity actually gives me bonuses for using a longsword. So even though it's a crappy longsword, I'm going to take it.
As you take hold of the weapon, feeling its balance, you can't help but notice this Jeets has more he wants to say.
So I'm going to pull up my menu here and show you something real quick. There's one thing that this game has that you don't see in a lot of other games. So you have this thing here called a Lesser Heart of Wood. This allows you to do what's called a Lesser Reincarnation, which resets your character to level 1, but gives you enough experience that you can immediately jump back to whatever level you were when you used it. And it lets you change away around all your stats, your feats, your skills. Basically, if you messed up on the character and you don't like the way it's playing, you can use that to fix it. And then these are reagents. As a cleric, I use those for some of my spells. Speaking of which, oh, that's the wrong one. Which one was it? Oh, that's right, it's on C. So let's go look at our spells. This is considered a resting area, which means that I can change my spells around. Now I have access to all these spells, but I can only have 3 that are castable at any time. Because I'm going for more of a combat-oriented build, I want to pick spells that will give me buffs during battle. So I'm going to take Shield of Faith, because I'll let you read it here. Creates a magical field around an ally and averts attacks, giving a +2 deflection bonus to AC. Now, when you're talking about stats in DDO, whether it's going to your main 6 stats or whether it's going to like AC, there are different types of bonuses, and bonuses of the same type don't stack. So if you have 2 deflection bonus buffs running, you're only going to get the stronger of the 2. You're not going to get both. That's one thing to keep in mind. So stacking like strength gear isn't necessary. You only need 1 piece of gear with strength on it, 1 piece of gear with wisdom, 1 piece of gear with constitution. So it actually makes it very easy to gear your character that way. And then I want Divine Favor, because Divine Favor gives me bonuses to damage and attack. So I'm going to take these and drag them down. Now, as a cleric, you're always going to get a heal spell automatically. I can't remove this. See, it yells at me for trying to remove it because I'm a cleric. I'm supposed to heal people, right? As you level up, you'll get more slots available to you. All right, let's talk to him. He's got a task for me. He wants me to go help Selamos. So, here's one kind of fun thing about DDO. A lot of stuff in your world is destructible. So, boom. And there's actually a benefit to this. Ooh, money. So when you want to pick something up, you just walk up to it so it's highlighted up here and you hit E on your keyboard, or you can click it with your mouse. Now, the benefit to doing this is if you're actually in a quest area, a lot of quests will actually give you bonus experience points when the quest completes if you break everything.
I shall show you the way.
So, and in this starting area, you're not getting bonus XP for breaking these. But, as you can see, a lot of them contain money, and some of them will contain healing potions, which will be rather beneficial as you play through.
This is all from dragon-wrecked ships.
Because the healing potions cast faster than your spell does. Your spell has a cast time, the healing potions just take the time to actually animate the drinking effect. There's another healing potion.
Because the dragons rose in the island.
So another thing too, you might notice these potions have starter in front of them. Any item that is a starter item is bound to character, so you cannot trade it or sell it, but you can junk it.
Here we are. Go inside and speak.
A little bit of lag there.
I'll wait here.
Okay, so we got all the starter potions, 13 total, and I'm going to just drop them right there, or 14 total, so I can drink them as needed. Okay, so this is a dungeon or a quest interest. In this game, all quests are dungeons, as it is Dungeons and Dragons. This being a tutorial one only has 1 difficulty available, and that difficulty is solo. Once we get through here, I'll explain how the difficulties work for you, okay? Right now, though, this is the only difficulty that'll let you play.
Is this Selimus, the cleric you were sent to find?
And the Dungeon Master does change based on which quest you're doing. So you'll notice, even as we're doing Korthos stuff, that the quests will change.
First, I shall surround us with a protection spell.
I like
Her
the spell.
spell temporarily prevents you from dying, though you can still suffer injuries.
Okay, so I wanted to cast those buffs to
This
show you.
effect will wear off when you leave these caves.
These buffs have a very short duration, but the duration will extend as you level up. because the duration is based on your level. So you're going to come up here, and we're going to jump over and jump down. There's a guy down here we want to
the
kill.
shuffling and wheezing of some creature coming from the corridor ahead.
So I'm fighting one guy, and I'm still going to use my cleave whenever it's available, simply because the cleave does
The
a little
corroded
extra
lever at the
damage
rear of
on
this
top of your normal
corridor
damage.
most likely controls the gate where the cleric, Selimus, is waiting.
So that opened the gate behind, and now they're going to run up and catch up with us, and they're going to fight with us for the rest of the dungeon.
Onward to glory.
Selimus isn't too honked at me. Thanks for putting in the good word.
So I've got to activate the lever to open the door.
Sorry, Selimus. I'm here to watch your behind now.
What? It's empty?
Oi, where's the bloody Saragin?
So another thing that's different from most games you may have played, if you notice, your health and spell points do not regenerate in here. So you need to learn how to manage them as you play. So whenever you see a skull next to damage, that means you just scored the killing blow.
There are more
And that can be fun when you're in a group and playing competitive with each other. You know, I got the most kills. Whoops, did not mean to do that. So Turn Undead is a very useful skill if you're fighting undead. None of these guys happen to be undead.
wretches. Are you scared of me? Come down and fight. The righteous fight you!
Okay. So now we gotta find a way out.
Such is the fate.
Jeets, who is our rogue, rogues are the ones that find traps and pick doors and stuff, he's gonna tell us about the room.
Can't pick this. Anyone see a key?
Curious. I just stepped on something. A latch?
Good work.
Okay,
I see a
so
key down there.
keys at the bottom.
Swim.
If you want to see some funny dialogue,
You
you can
grab
stand
the
up there
silver
and
key.
talk to them, and they'll
Time to
make
swim for the
excuses for why they
surface.
can't go get it.
I knew you'd come in.
So I've got the key.
This way.
I'm weary.
Okay, so these are resurrection shrines and rest shrines. You'll almost always find them in a pair. A resurrection shrine, if a character dies in battle, you can pick up their soul stone, which drops, and drag it to a resurrection shrine, and then the player, who is a ghost, can click the shrine and resurrect themselves. Or the rest shrine is where you rest to regain health and spell points, which are up here. So when you rest, it will automatically give you full spell points no matter how many you have. Whoops, interrupted it. But the hit points will heal based on the highest heal skill in your party, except for Warforged. For Warforged, it's like him, it's the repair skill that matters most.
If you're done resting, go and scout ahead with Jeets.
Crikey.
And that's a trap. So if I were a rogue, he would tell me how to disable the trap. But I'm not a rogue, so I'm going to talk to him, and he's going to just disable it for me. So when you see someone just kind of looking around, it means they're looking for traps. He found the panel. He triggered the trap. When the panel is open, that means the trap is disabled.
Truly. You can open the door now.
You two having fun? It's time for us to go.
Oh, also, when you guys rest, if you stay next to the shrine after you rest, you can change your spells out. And we'll probably see me do that a few times throughout the game.
Webbed hair. There she is.
Gonna rebuff,
Some kind of profane
and let's kill.
I will open the door. Prepare yourself.
Too late, already opened the door, you were slow. Alright, she's dead. And there's a chest, so let's grab some loot. So everyone gets their own loot. There's no fighting over loot. Everyone gets their own thing. Even in a group quest, the chest just is full enough to supply everyone. So I'm going to get a shield. The ring. The ring gives me a charge that I can expend once a rest that lets me breathe underwater for a minute and a half. And then armor. I'm not naked anymore. Okay, there we go. So, now,
My rogue senses are tingling. There's something fishy in this room.
okay, so this skill is called
You
Search.
feel
It's
a
something
stiff
that typically
draft
only
from
rogues and
somewhere in this
artificers really
room.
use,
Perhaps
but
the
it does
hidden
help you find
passage to
hidden
the
doors.
village is in here.
Now,
Go on.
when you're doing hidden doors, just like breaking everything, you can get bonus XP for it. You can also get bonus XP for killing all the enemies, because a lot of enemies are skippable.
The way out is up ahead. But first, I want to reward you for your assistance.
Okay, so before I talk to her, talking to her will finish the quest. I'm going to hit X. X brings up the experience menu. So this is a scorecard. Up here, it tells you how much XP it's worth. If you get a bonus for first time, it tells you here. And then down here, it gives you your scorecard. How many monsters you killed, how many secret doors you discovered, breakable smash, traps disabled, re-entries, deaths, and the XP awarded. And then if you have any extra bonuses that go off the final tally, they're down here. So you can use this to kind of keep track of where you're at and maximizing your XP, or, just trying to prove that you can break more stuff and kill more people than your party members. So she's going to give me a choice of a new weapon, which is going to be better than the one that Jeets gave me at the start. So as you can see comparatively, this one does slightly more damage, it has a higher hit rate, and it does 1 damage of fire. Okay, there we go. And if you notice down here in my XP bar, so you may have noticed I got no XP for killing everything. That's because in DDO, all the XP is awarded at the end. And it is a set amount. There is a maximum that you can get. There's potions and stuff. You can get it. Now, down here, you notice I've got 5 bubbles next to my XP bar, because those are ranks. You need all 5 bubbles to get a level up, but with each rank, you get an enhancement point, and I'll show you those. And those are kind of where you choose your specialization and how you want to play the game. All right. So for the
Stepping out of
tutorial
the
starter
grotto,
area,
you find
there's a
yourself in
series of
Korthos
quests
village.
all on this Korthos
The
Island.
Sahuagin
We have to save
threatened
the
this
island from a
place for
dragon.
generations. Judging from how it looks now, the Sahuagin are winning.
Okay.
However, some hopeful
I'm gonna
souls
wait for her to shut up,
still
'cause she's
hold
driving
out
me
for
nuts.
help to arrive.
Okay, so to pull up your enhancement menu, hit Control R, or you can talk to a trainer and the trainer will bring it up for you. Here are your racial trees. And then these are the trees that are available for a cleric. You can do War Priest, which is what we're going to do, which focuses on melee. This gives us extra combat abilities. In this case, it gives us an extra attack that does bonus damage, and it passively gives us bonus armor and spell power. Radiant Servant is more of a healing class, but it's also used to destroy undead. They get a lot of skills in there that will instantly kill undead no matter what. But so a Radiant Servant against undead enemies, which there are a lot of, is incomparable to anything else. A Radiant Servant against undead enemies will just completely destroy dungeons a lot of times before other players can even get a hit in. But against anything that's not undead, they're just healers. They can't do anything else. Divine Disciple is a combat caster for Cleric. Now, I've played this class through to the end. This class is a ton of fun, but you have to be kind of an expert at managing your spell points because they don't, as I pointed out, they don't recharge. So I would say that the Divine Disciple tree is amazing. It's probably even more powerful than the War Priest tree, but it's for advanced players only. So after you distribute your points, you just hit accept. And then when you go back to your character sheet, under enhancements, that's where our new ability is to drag down. So now I have Smite Foe. And in the War Priest tree, we'll actually get some upgrades. So this chalice with a check mark over it tells you that a quest has been completed. And this one just tells you to bind your character. When you find a spirit binder and you bind your character to that person, that means if you ever die and have to abandon a dungeon, it teleports you back to that person. Alright, so this is the first actual quest in the Korthos area. So let's grab it. And these are all your trainers that you can go to for the different classes. So this is where I'm going to talk about difficulties. So when you look at it, if you're a free-to-play player or even a premium player, you will notice that it has multiple difficulties: casual, normal, hard, elite, and reaper. So when you look at casual, it means it's going to be easier than normal, but it's going to have the loot that you're going to get is going to be worse, the XP is going to be lower. Normal is just its default settings, and then you have hard and elite, which are naturally more difficult and have much better loot and much better XP when you complete them. But if you are free or premium, and you are not a reincarnated character, and we'll talk about that later, then these are locked. You have to complete the earlier difficulties in order to unlock the higher ones. But if you're a VIP player, you can jump immediately to the higher one, which gives you a lot more XP because that unlocks a thing called a bravery bonus, which again, I'll cover in another video later. Right now, I want to focus on free-to-play stuff, and in a couple weeks, I'll focus on the premium and the VIP stuff. But right now, let's just go in on normal. Now, what this is this island has a hero. His name is Hayton. Hayton disappeared, though, and now people are dying all around, and they're all wondering, where is Hayton? They hear noises coming from the crypt and think he might be hiding out in here, so they send you to go find.
You hear the strange and unsettling echoes that Kaya spoke of. And by the passage leading in, a grim-faced man glares at you.
So this is Jacoby Drexelhand. You actually find out later on that he's a traitor. He's working with the villains and trying to overthrow the village.
Strange. Sarcophagi line the walls. You notice something strange about the wall to the west. If you search the wall, you may discover more.
So, let's see if I have a high enough search skill to spot the secret passage. I do not. That's okay. There's not much back there, and we're going to get back there anyway. That's just a shortcut. So we're going to down here. There's a couple humans that we need to kill. Smite this guy.
What were those cultists up to? This bears more investigation. A treasure chest glimmers in the dark passage here.
Okay, so this chest has a weapon in it that will help you in the next room. I'm not going to bother with it because I like my weapon better for this playstyle. So we're going to go down here, and there's going to be an altar at the bottom of this room. There's going to be a skeleton or a zombie on the altar, and there's going to be a Sahuagin trying to resurrect the zombie. If we kill the Sahuagin first, then we get bonus XP for not letting him resurrect it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to charge in and try and kill him.
In here, performing some kind of ritual.
Come, dead son of Korthos.
There we go. Bonus XP. Still got to kill this zombie.
The Sahuagin were using this vile devourer altar to create undead. This must not be allowed to continue.
Okay, so we're going to go and destroy this altar.
A magical crest appears from the destroyed altar.
And we're going to need that to open a door later.
Take it with you. It may be useful later. You continue to hear cultists about their evil work from further inside the crypt.
Alright, let's dispatch these guys.
As you slay these foul cultists, take care to keep your own. Another treasure chest. Perhaps the cultists brought it here, but it's yours now.
So I should take a moment to talk to you about damage reduction types. So when you're fighting undead, most forms of undead have some kind of damage reduction that you need a special kind of weapon to go through. So in the previous room, we saw zombies. To kill zombies, you need a slashing weapon like a sword or an axe. This next room is going to have skeletons. For skeleton weapons, in order to break through their damage resistance, you need to have a bashing weapon like maces and hammers, or shields. You can actually use shields as weapons if you hold block and then attack, like that. So we're not going to bother with that chest either, because it's got a really weak item in it.
Another Sahuagin.
So same story, got to kill this guy quickly.
Cragwolf Hayton, in life you served the light.
There we go. Okay, and I'm going to try and turn this guy, see what happens. Oh, didn't work, but he's dead. And as you can see, it only reduces 1 damage at this early level. So you can still kill skeletons with swords just fine.
Elsewhere in this crypt.
Alright, moving on. More guys to kill. So, when you're dealing with this starter area, kill the guys in red robes first whenever possible. They're casters and they hit a lot harder. So here we see a door. This door is where you use those crests that we picked up.
Another Sahuagin performs unholy rituals at a devourer altar.
So, we're missing one. Final battle is through there.
To 3 sockets in the wall.
There's a rest shrine here. We'll use it later.
Sockets, it may allow you passage.
Bring myself back to full health. And now we have stuff to smash. Smashing stuff sometimes drops items, and as I said, you can get XP boost from it. So let's kill these guys. So this room has the final crest in it. Same
In the
thing, we're
middle
going to
of
try and
this
kill this guy
chamber
quickly.
is an evil devourer altar. By it, a Sahuagin rumbles. The Sahuagin's plan must have been to use these devourer. When the altar collapses, a third crest appears. It glows with cold magic.
Alright, so coming through here, you'll see another chest. And this chest actually has something in it that is random, but useful. It's not like the other two that we bypassed. But the dungeon master is going to warn me as I get closer. There's a trap on that chest, so we want to approach it carefully.
There's something odd on the wall, possibly dangerous. If you search, you may be able to find out more.
So I'm going to get close to the chest and then jump back to avoid the trap.
Acid sprays out of the wall
'Kay.
as the gate slams shut.
Once the acid sprays, you can jump in while it's still spraying to get the item, but when you leave or if someone else approaches it, it's going to spray again. We don't want that. This opens the gate that slammed behind us, but up here, we're going to find more fun stuff to smash. And more money. Alright. Cure moderate wounds. It's more powerful than the healing potions that we had before. Okay, so this is the secret door we spotted earlier, but we couldn't reveal because my search wasn't high enough.
This is a dark and dusty passage. It doesn't look like anyone's come through here in decades.
Okay, so for this next room, I want to maximize the XP I can earn. So in order to maximize XP, I need to not complete the objective until everything else is done. And the objective is to smash the last altar. So, and on the right you can see here, it gives us our objectives as they appear. So I'm going to kill everything, try and kill everything in the room without smashing the altar.
You fit the
So
last
let's we go.
crest in place, and the magic shield dissipates.
Just like the others, if I kill the Swaggin fast
Sahuagin
enough,
inside
I get bonus
spits
XP.
out in a venomous
Good.
voice.
You know, let's try
These
and
fools
turn
who
these guys
escape
again.
Korthos shall be consumed by the devourer.
Okay, they're all dead. I could finish it, but I want to try and maximize bonuses. So I'm going to smash everything in the room first. And you heard that little tsh sound effect. That means you just got a bonus for smashing stuff. Okay, everything in the room is smashed except for the altar. So, I'm going to pull up my XP scorecard. You notice we got a bonus for killing extra guys. We got a bonus for smashing a bunch of stuff. And then the regular bonuses you get for not dying and not leaving and coming back. So, let's go ahead and finish the quest out.
Your bold action saved
There we go.
Korthos and brought the Sahuagin's fell scheme to naught. The treasure chest in the antechamber is now yours.
Okay, so this is a docent. A docent is something that only Warforged can wear, so that's really very useless to me, but I can sell it later. Alright, so when you're done with the dungeon, you can run all the way back to the beginning to exit out, or you got this finish button. Finishing takes like 6 seconds. It's got that recall meter on the top in case you change your mind, but it teleports you out of the dungeon and back to the dungeon door where you started. So that's easy, makes it easier for long dungeons or dungeons with lots of traps. You don't have to run back. Okay, we are out. Let's talk to Kaya and get our reward. We are going to go with the Brute. So that's going to give us a negative to our wisdom when we equip it, which is going to reduce our spell points. But I don't need a lot of spell points. It will increase my constitution, though, which could ultimately increase my health.
Naught but grievous injuries. Korthos needs someone with more than just guts.
Okay, so, oh, and there's this other thing that I didn't point out. You notice this little square thing next to your portrait? So every player, regardless of their account status, gets a free daily roll. It's the silver roll. It will give you, it'll roll a dice, a D100, so between 1 and 100, and will give you a bonus based on your roll. You can do this once a day. If you're a VIP player, you get this gold dice, which is worth a lot more, but you get that once a week. So let's do our daily silver roll. Okay, it gave us an item worth 300 experience points and 2 potions of heroism, equal to a level 15 heroism. That's pretty cool. So it's a 15-minute potion that gives you bonuses on attacks, saves, and skills. This is a gem. You double-click it, and it adds the XP from it. I'm going to go ahead and use it now. It's going to give you a warning. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes, I am. And if you notice, I got another bubble down here, so I can get another enhancement point. So now my choices are Divine Might, which costs spell points to activate, and it gives you a strength bonus equal to your charisma modifier for 30 seconds. If you put 3 points into it, it gives you up to 120 seconds. So it's definitely worth skilling that up. Or we can get plus 5 bonus hit points. Or these two. This one increases whenever you heal allies, you get plus 1 armor class, 1 physical resistance. Physical resistance is actual damage reduction if something does hit you for 12 seconds. And then it goes to plus 2 at 2 points or plus 3 at 3 points. We're not worried about that one. This one increases your listen, search, and spot skills. Not worried about that one either. I actually think I'm going to save this because this one here is the one I want, and it's worth 2 points. And it increases the power of the weapon in your main hand if that weapon is your deity's weapon, your favorite weapon. So I'm going to save for another rank here. And you know what? That was a quick enough dungeon that I'm going to go ahead and do one more. So we're going to do this guy here. And he's going to have us go look for an item in a warehouse. And the warehouse is right over here. Enter.
Dust and mold.
All right, so first thing you notice, lots of stuff to smash. It's definitely worth doing it. So let's buff ourselves. I didn't do that at all last dungeon. That was an oops on me, but we did okay without it. We're going to smash everything. And as we smash stuff, spiders are going to appear behind us, and they're going to be mad that I'm making all this noise. Oh, and an undead rat. All right. Okay, so... Alright, so here's our goal. There is... Whoops, I missed one. That room is locked. We need to get inside that room. So, these other two rooms both go to... Other two doors both go to the same place. So we're going to go through both of them. One going up, and then the other coming back down. And we're going to kill everything in here. Now, you may see me leave behind copper pieces. Don't get mad at me in the comments and say, but you left behind copper. Copper's not worth much. Alright, it takes 10 copper to make a silver coin, and 10 silver coins to make a gold coin. Alright, and when you're talking auction house and things that you want to spend it on, it takes a while to get enough money to be worth anything.
This appears to be the main storeroom. It seems the villagers have been preparing for a protracted siege.
Okay, so one of these boxes has the key to that door from below in it. So we need to smash everything. It's random which one it's in, so we just got to look. But when we find that key, this wall is a hidden door that's going to open up and a guy's going to attack us. Alright. Is it this box? Or this barrel? Nope. What about this one? There's the key. I'm going to smash everything else in the room first, and then I'll come back and pick up the key, which will cause the door to open. And an angry Sawagan to run out at us. So again, I'm going for the extra XP for smashing everything.
A Sahagan emerges from a hidden passage demanding the key. You mustn't let the scrolls fall into devourer hands.
Okay, he's dead. He's got a little chest down here. A little extra loot for you. I don't want the arrows or the shurikens. The shurikens are mainly for the monk class. Not many other people can get anything out of those. So this door leads back down to the room we were in before through a separate hallway, which has more stuff to smash and more things to kill. Okay, just heard that little chime. That means that we just got a bonus for smashing stuff. Oh, and that little growl means we just got a bonus for killing stuff. Okay, so when you're talking the bonuses, the maximum bonuses are 25% for killing stuff, and 15% for breaking stuff. So this next room, we're done killing guys for this dungeon, but the next room has a puzzle and a whole bunch more stuff to break.
The door swings open. It appears that the floor in this room can be moved.
Okay, so we just heard it. We don't have to break anything else unless you want to, of course. It's fun to break stuff. But we have this puzzle. So we have to make it so the glowing lines connect to all 4 corners. So you just tap on a tile to make it move. And I'm going to go ahead and link it up here. And this puzzle actually has 2 correct answers, so, play around with it a little bit. These things are kind of fun. So we're going to move you, and lastly, you. Boom. They're all gone. And now we click on the scroll. And look at our XP. There's our final tally. So we got ransack bonus and aggression. Now, you can't get up to 25, which is conquest bonus on every dungeon. You can't get up to ransack bonus on every dungeon, but you can on most. So, here we are. Let's go ahead and pick this reward, and then I'm going to pick my action point, and then I think I'm going to close it down for the night. All right. So, here we go. Let's get our rugged belt, which gives us extra health. All right. And I'm going to spend my last action point. Remember my new action point. I've got 2 available. I'm going to put there, which makes all my longswords more powerful. All right, and that wraps it up for tonight. Tomorrow night, I hope to do the other 2 quests that are here inside the town, and then after that, I'll do another video that details the quests outside town. But if you have any questions, comments, please put them in the comment section down below. If you have questions about gameplay, please let me know. Otherwise, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about the channel, tell your friends about the game, and we will see you guys next time in the corner.